Good morning, YouTube viewers and subscribers. So those of you that watched the first two videos on this Snorer 55 engine, the quick look, and then my first run, you'll see on the first run that really didn't perform so well. So now, because of that, I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick look inside and see if we can't see if there's a reason for why, maybe. Now, in that first run video, as I was starting the engine or trying to start the engine, I just caught it out of the corner of my eye when I was doing it there. I saw what looked like a couple of, well, it would have been in this orientation for the viewers, and it looked like I saw a couple spurts of fuel or something come out of here on a couple of the rotations. And upon watching the video, I saw it again. It's like, huh, that was interesting. Now, during the run, I didn't really see anything pouring out, leaking out, or anything like that there, so not really sure what that was, but I want to take the head off at least and make sure that we don't have some kind of damage there. Make sure this sleeve is positioned properly, but I have full confidence that this engine is in good operational shape because the man that sent it to me is no dum-dum, that's for sure. He knows how to set up and run engines. So that's why I really didn't look too closely at the engine initially, because the fellow I got it from, he ran it and it should be in good shape. The only other thing I was thinking was maybe he pickled it heavily and maybe there's just a ton of corrosion X or liquid in the case here. So that's the first thing I want to check. Okay, so that does not appear to be the case at all. Let's zoom in here just a hair. The one thing I like about this a lot is that this has got an O-ring seal. Well, that's usually the sign of a very high quality engine. As you can see, this thing looks pristine in here. Trying to see by rotating it around if it looks like there's any play in that connecting rod. I think it was just oil making it look like that. So this engine is extremely clean in there, so I don't see any real outward reason for that. Now, I used the glow plug that came in this engine, only assuming that it was the one supplied with this engine. Now, I don't know that for sure that is the case, but it was not an idle bar glow plug. I have since put a Fox idle bar glow plug in here. I haven't run it like this yet. I want to look inside of it real quick before I took it outside and ran it again. I am going to install an 11.7 prop because that's what they specify in the manual. They specify one prop size and that's it, 11.7. Okay, this is interesting construction. So this head is just kind of a button, and then there's 4 more screws here that actually hold this casting portion of the casting on here, but I don't see anything here that should cause a problem. All the ports look like they're lined up properly. It's not keyed in any way, it doesn't look like. Alright, so I don't see any damage or anything in there. I'm not seeing any reason why we would have had poor performance there. Carb isn't damaged at all. It's got an O-ring on there. It feels like it's good and pliable. So I see no reason right now for why this engine wouldn't perform well. So let's see here. Let's see if this mentions anything about fuel. These instructions really didn't say much of anything, to be honest with you. Just real general information. Snorer. So the actual name of this engine here is, it says Snorer Advance 55. And it says 11.6, 11.7's a prop. normal flying, it should reach 13,200 with an 11.7, 11.7.5, 2,800 RPM idle. Let's see if it says anything at all about glow plug. Like I said, I'm pretty damn sure that this fellow ran this engine, so it should not need break-in. It says here, always use a fuel of proven quality that contains 18 to 20% castor oil by volume. Percentage of nitromethane should not exceed 5%. So they're saying no more than 5% nitro in this engine with a 20%, 18 to 20% castor oil content. And that's the only real stipulations they have for this engine. So I was running 5%. I don't think the oil content, which was probably 17% in that Omega, that would not have contributed to low RPM. So it can only have been the prop or the plug. So I'm just going to put this thing back together and we'll put it on the bench and see if we can't get another run through it today.